Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to GGrated for episode 54. Thank you for stopping in. We got a really great episode ahead of us after spending the past hour trying to adjust my microphone, but we're here. Great. Tell them what we're getting into today.
Technical difficulties won't stop us because we got a non-stop show coming at you, so don't stop. Today we're talking about our gaming moment, which is going to roll over actually into our main topic of the week that's at the end of the show. But the name of that game is called Off the Grid is our main topic. The new Off the Grid game made by Gunzilla Studios. We're going to talk about some news. We're going to talk about some gaming deals. You know the drill. And if you don't, welcome to the GG Rated podcast.
Hello, welcome to GG Rated. We hope you enjoy the show. Now here are the hosts.
G-Ray, did you just see what I did? Like, I kind of wiped my head, right? And I thought it was like danger of something, but it's a gray hair that I have like right here.
Yes.
I'm like, what is that? It is
Bro,
it's gray hair.
I'm starting to get them too. I got salt and pepper hair now.
I know. We just
my wife told me about it and I was like, I don't have gray hair. So I got up close in the mirror and I was like, oh no, I do have gray hair.
Wait a second. We don't have to tell by our age. Like, nobody's going to know our age.
Yeah, I'm 23 years old.
That's what I was going to say. We're 23.
23,
guys,
dude.
Thank you for stopping in, as I said, on the GG Rated podcast as we go over movie, tech, movies. Game, tech, movies, and news. We like to talk about the new and approved stuff, the great games that got to get you going a little bit, and just have a little fun with each other and kind of talk about these things, man. So
yeah, and if you stay for the Patreon, you get some after dark content. I'm just kidding. We don't have Patreon yet.
We call it Nick at Night.
Nick at Night, yeah, where we play I Love Lucy and all those old shows.
Perfect. Yeah. Yes. That's what we was going for. But great. Other than that, just real quick, man. How was your week, dude?
Week was man, it was a week. Still doing overtime, still dieting, still working out. That's my life right now. While we build this house, I am working most of all the overtime that I can so that we can pay for things. That's my life. But I'm getting some gaming in along the way. I actually bought a DLC was on sale for, what is the name of that game? Cyberhook, I think, is the game I've been playing on Steam Deck. It's basically like a Mirror's Edge runner style game where you have this hook that you can like hook onto stuff and use momentum to speed through the levels. I think the name of it is Cyberhook. But anyways, I bought the DLC for that and beat it the other night. And so nice. That's been my main gaming as far as throughout the week, other than what we did last night.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm
How
sure
was your week?
Get into. It was good, man. Just can't remember too much. I think what I do remember is yesterday, me and the wife, obviously I watched my football. Alabama about gave everybody a heart attack right now. We're trying to get over these 17 years of dominance, by the way, just throwing that out there. So we're trying to adjust on the new coach and actually possibly lose, could lose a little bit. We got to adjust on the mishaps. But after that, I cleaned up the Jeep, got some stuff done, put a fire extinguisher in the Jeep, fixed some stuff, cleaned it up. I washed my wife's car and my car, so my car is smelling like really good. Just tinkering a little bit, and sure. I enjoyed it a little bit too much. But other than that, man, it's been kind of a slow week and not too bad.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to get our vehicles dirty again, doing some camping. Hopefully we can plan that trip and get something. My wife actually, she said that I could go in the beginning of December. When I thought that, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I even told her, I don't know, that's getting really close. And she's like, no, you can go. And I was like, well, now that I think about it, if that's the only time.
I might just have to go there and go on the land or something,
Yeah.
We might
figure something out.
We'll do
maybe.
something. But
we can go hunting or something.
Yeah. Get a deer and camp out the same night and maybe cook it on the fire. In case you don't know, on our previous episodes, we are avid gamers, but we also love to kind of get outdoors because we like to have a good balance of that. And the thing that we do outdoors, we have off-road vehicles, so we like to kind of go. We don't do the rock climbing too much with our vehicles. What we do is the overlanding, seeing these sites, seeing these places, camping, that kind of stuff, and just kind of enjoying it a little bit. So time and time, you will hear us talk about that a little bit. We don't post that content too much on this channel, but we planned on maybe in the future kind of looking at seeing about posting that content. But as of right now, you're here with the GG Rated Podcast. We're about to go over the gaming moment of the week. You ready?
Let's go. Yeah.
Great. Tell them what you got, man.
Well, so I was, in fact, going to talk about our time playing that new game by the name of Off the Grid. But instead, dude, I think I'm going to talk about the DLC for Cyberhook.
Go for it.
I think I'm going to talk about that. If you want to pull it up on Steam and kind of show people, I believe I've talked about Cyberhook before. It is a fast-paced 3D platformer that has you using parkour skills and a grappling hook to scale and ride walls while fighting enemies and blasting blocks with a laser gun. Yeah, baby. You're basically stuck in a like retro Tron-looking world, and there is a little bit of a story aspect to this game. It's basically you can get in that flow state, right, and play these different levels. There's a really cool like speed aspect as far as like you can feel the momentum and the rushing forward, and you're constantly trying to keep your speed up so that you can get through the level as fast as possible. Well, there was a new DLC that's actually on sale right now for 92% off, I think. Wow.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's actually showing right now for only like $1, like $2.24, 85% off for the game.
Yeah, crazy.
And
crazy.
With the DLC, like you said, 92% is $1.71.
Yeah.
So what? For $4, you get that in the DLC?
Mm-hmm. It's the Lost Numbers Edition DLC, and there's some maps in there, man, where I'm trying to think of the specific moment you get to fight like a big boss. And there's some maps in there where I think you go through 3 different levels trying to take down this boss. And just that whole time I was enjoying myself in this game that plays so great on Steam Deck and just having a great moment there. And I really can't point to a specific moment other than I really enjoyed that entire DLC. I thought it was fantastic, and for only like $1, like was so worth it. So,
what was the game? And I know you love these games, Josh. I know I say that every time, but I see yourself.
I do, man. They're so fun.
These games. This seems kind of like a really fast kind of. This
would
be a perfect Nintendo Switch game, I feel like, but.
Yeah.
What is the game that you showed us before that was kind of like Mirror's Edge as well?
You're talking about Neon White, the game?
Not Neon White. Neon White, yes. But there was another one that you showed that was kind of like this too. But I don't remember. I kind of find a lot of these games have that neon. Like if you look in this game, guys, it's like these block, like in a virtual reality world with neon blocks, kind of like Beat Saber, the colors of Beat Saber and stuff. If anybody's ever played that before.
Yeah,
and it's a really cool kind of graphics that they kind of have on that. You know, it makes it look futuristic and stuff.
Dude,
for $4, I mean, to give it a try, that's not bad.
And you should check out this other game that's made by them. I think it's called GTTOD. Get to the Orange Door. If you scroll down, it's on their list of games. Get to the Orange Door.
Looks a lot better too,
bro.
It looks even better. It's $20.
Yeah, it's a shooter, and there's actually a demo that I'm about to download for it, where you're bouncing off of walls and you're taking out enemies. So I'm going to add that to my wish list. I'm glad that I saw that.
I'll do the same on that just to give it a try. Like I said, not my cup of tea games, but like that's the thing, guys, and we need to make sure to mention here. We mention a lot of games, we mention a lot of sales. he has his taste. I have my taste. Like, I can mention a sports game right now on sale, and Josh should be like, oh, whatever. We have our different tastes, but we also like some games together. That's the thing about gaming. There's millions, billions of games out there for anything you can think of. So you can always count on with this podcast that we're going to try to give you some diverse stuff and kind of show you these different kind of games that, hey, it might not be interested in one, but it might be interested in somebody else.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. So that's my gaming moment. I was enthralled by it this week until we got to our main topic game, which we're going to talk about later.
So, yeah, just to throw in my gaming moment right now is I have to talk about, I downloaded this game. It was based on the Fallout series, and it's called, I can see if I can try to pull it up, but it's actually called Castles is what it's called.
Castles?
Yeah, it's called Castles, and I'll try to pull it up. Let me see if I try to pull it up. I don't think it's on. It's a mobile game, and you know me, I don't
play it on Apple or something.
Yeah, on the Apple on the device, but it's from Bethesda. It's Studios that does it, and apparently all it does is you have the king, right? And
what's the name of it again?
Castles. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
It's a purple app. It's a purple and it shows a castle in the front. That's it. It's the app. But it like I said, it's made from Bethesda. And what it is it's a simple, just quick kind of game. It's kind of like a building game. You have your iron workers, your woodworkers, and all this stuff. And you have to build your castle out. And you also have to do the food and keep the food. But the cool thing I like about this game, the reason I play it here and there, when I have time, is as you as the king get to make decisions that affect your castle. And as you go on a little bit, you actually get to go out and start fighting too. So
that's cool.
You can bring 3 knights, and then you have to bring different strategies for different swords, different shields, different armor and stuff, and decide if you need to feed them this much and not feed them. If you feed them, it takes away from the castle. It's like so many different strategizing decisions that you do. And I find myself sometimes it'd be like an hour and I'm like, okay, I gotta get off of here. Completely burns up the phone battery. But it's just a really cool way, like just hitting it, upgrading your woodwork, upgrading your iron workers and stuff. You have your seamstresses and stuff. And all the workers that are at these locations have certain outfits. If you make those outfits and put them on them, it makes them work better as well. You can also marry people if they go together really nice and they really like each other. You can marry them once you get an altar, and it makes their self-esteem go up, their morale. So then they start working better. Yeah. And then you can actually do kind of like in Sims, the Sims games. You can make a room with a bed and all, and they can whatever and have a kid, and that's the kid grows up and gets to be a worker in your castle. So you just keep expanding your castle, building these rooms the way you want to build them. And it's just a cool kind of, time saver a little bit. But I'll show you, I'll turn it around to the camera and kind of let you see. Oh, my guy just died. I just found out he died. My old guy.
I'm actually downloading it right now. So this is an Elder Scrolls game. So this is based off the Elder Scrolls
Bethesda's the one that
series.
Made it.
Yeah.
But as you can see, not too bad. I'll bring it up to the big screen real quick for everybody so they can see. Look, you see how you have the cards above the king? You can literally click that and it'll make a decision. So if I click, lets you make a decision, and it affects the people's morale. So if you go with one person and not go with the other, it'll affect it. So just overall, it's a mobile game, man. You're not going to get much out of it, But for a free game, it kills the time. That's been my gaming moment of the week. This week.
That's awesome! I just downloaded it as you were speaking, so I'm going to try it out because the only other mobile game
trade and stuff. That'd be
cool. that would be awesome. The only other game I play on my phone is Marvel Snap. I still play that basically like every day. But I am always down to get into another game. So cool.
Well, that would be our gaming moment of the week, guys. If you also have a gaming moment of the week, we had Trent from last week. He ended up sending in his gaming moment of the week. just make sure you leave a comment down below, or you can leave it on our Facebook page at GGrated, or you can leave on any of our audio podcasts at Spotify, Apple Music, or Amazon Music.
Mm-hmm.
Go into the gaming news?
Or you can email us at GGratedChannel@gmail.com.
That would have that. Good catch. Good catch. Let's go into the gaming news.
Gaming news.
So I'll go into the news first, if that's okay, before you go into the gaming news, until you go into the deals. Does that sound good?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I want to talk about this. It's called We Robot, and Tesla and Elon Musk unveiled. I mean, I'm kind of mind blown about this kind of stuff, because I feel like they're the only ones kind of advancing on this kind of deal of technology. Mm-hmm. So just to kind of give y'all an update of what happened here is, you see on the screen, if you're watching via YouTube right now, that it has a robo taxi, which is a Model Y or a Model 3 Tesla. And it's so futuristic, has like no rims on there. It's kind of made into the car. And it has no pedals, no steering wheel. And hopefully he's saying by 2026, no later than 2027, he's going to have these things out there where you can just hop in and it'll take you where you need to go. And it can be purchased by the average consumer. So it's not just going to be a city thing that they implement, which I'm sure they will, but it would be like you and me owning this, and he said around $30,000, so we can just get in the car and not have to drive, and it'll take us where we need to go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's extraordinary to me. I think that's really possible. That's not far-fetched. Now, he talks about robots later in this episode, or in the event. I think that's a little bit more complicated, but this right here, I think is definitely going to happen. No doubt. And I think it's going to get a lot more popular with that. So, not only that, so he unveils that, and then I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit on this website, because he talks about, so you have this, you have the robo van as well, you see on the screen, which fits up to 20 people on this thing, okay? So you can go around, and he specifically mentioned a sports team. So imagine a baseball team, or I won't say a football team, you can have a lot of people, but soccer teams or anything like that. You can literally put them on this thing, okay? And put in where you need to go, like say from Mobile all the way up to Troy to play a soccer game from a high school. You can put them in there, and they can all fit in there. They have nice, comfortable seats. They get out. There you go. And the thing that I like that he's doing, Josh, is it's looking futuristic. It's not what it's looking like now. That when you look at this, you're going to see, hey, this is the future that you're seeing. And I think that's huge.
For sure.
So before I go into the last topic, what do you think about these two vehicles? Give me your thoughts on that, man. Tell me what you think about them. Just give me your initial thoughts on it.
I think it's really cool. I think it would fit and be very well implemented in a city, like a small city. Like it's just crazy to see all the viable applications that this could be used for. And I think it should be something that should be embraced, and so that we can all kind of move forward as a culture, as a society, as a species. And I'm more than anything, I'm really interested in the Tesla bot, because that's something that I could really see myself buying.
So speaking of the Tesla bot, that's the third thing I was going to mention right now. The Tesla bot, Optimus, I think is what it's called, right? He is pretty much saying that this thing is going to be around $30,000. Okay, and if you look on the screen, I'll play the video here. But $30,000, it can walk your dog, it can watch your kids, it can clean up. It showed it actually playing board game with you. It's showing all this stuff, which was kind of
and
crazy.
It's using basically like the same technology that they use in the cars that are able to drive themselves around. So it's using like AI to basically like learn these different tasks. So any task that you could give it, it could potentially learn and get better and better at that task. So you could ask it to do, like, I think when he was speaking, he was like, it could, it could give you drinks. It could do this and that. It could just be your friend. So it can do anything.
Let's talk about Elon for a second here too, though. So for him to have not only talk about it before he's releasing this, right, which he says in the next 3 years, to bring as many bots as he did out. So first he built this small city, okay, for the event. He had everybody test driving the robo-taxis, the Model Ys, the buses. He showed it during the event happening as he was doing it, which I think is huge to show that, to make sure it works. I mean, you know how much it takes for you to show a product and show the product live, right? So he done that. Then he walks out these robots. And they're walking, not falling, not stumbling, walking by themselves. It was just a surreal moment to me when I'm sitting here laying in bed with the wife, and I'm like, nudging her, like, Ashley, you won't believe this. There's like robots walking and people having conversations. They're letting the robots stay all around them. Now you can see on like the video if you're watching YouTube right now, there's Tesla employees all around the robots to make sure nobody tries to, push them or anything like that. But it's just, I think it's really ballsy for this guy to bring all these machines out to me.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it was, so one thing that I'm wondering is there's different videos of people talking with these bots, and it sounds like there's a person speaking through those.
Yes.
Is it an actual person doing that, or is it AI? That's
not confirmed yet, but there was somebody that is coming out right now. Matter of fact, before we did the show, that he asked, there's a video of him asking Optimus, I think is the robot's names. Yeah. And saying, hey, are you fully AI? He says, no, not quite. So I'm thinking what's happening here is they're learning. It's not fully, but they're learning right now. And then come 3 years, they're going to be fully, because you got to get a basis, right? I think.
My thought was that there was probably a person speaking through it as a proof of what it could eventually look like, is kind of what I gathered from it. But,
it's
I don't know.
Either way, a really cool thing. You got robots
for
walking around. I think in dancing, they showed them dancing and stuff, walking the dog, doing all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, the English comparison and the comprehending and all that's going to advance. Everybody knows that's going to advance.
You can talk to an AI right now on your phone, and it sounds real. Like, it's crazy. So
that's
they have the technology. Right? Yeah.
Yes. But what's crazy is to actually have robots balancing and running and jumping and doing stuff that we're doing. That is
and to make it available to the public, because you can buy different bots and stuff right now. Like, look at the robots that they use at Disney. Like, they have all these like intricate, fluid movements. But to make something like that, I mean, I was watching the Optimus dance. I was watching it walk around. I was watching it give other people drinks. It was a bartender. And to have a bot that is that able to articulate its limbs, that
I know.
And to potentially have that in your home for only $30,000, like I say only, but to me,
we all want to get it though.
Dude, if you could hire a personal assistant that didn't ever have to sleep,
my wife says no way.
You didn't have to pay.
By the way.
Oh, really?
She says that's
I'm
so
thinking,
creepy.
dude, I could get that thing out on my land and pull weeds all day. Like, it could just do stuff for me. I don't have to pay it. I just have to pay for the electricity bill.
When the world turns away and bots take over, you're going to be the first one done, son. He's going to be like, you made me pull weeds 24/7.
Yep. I'm just thinking about.
I want one. My wife, kidding around though, did say, like, can you imagine him cutting the grass or
Yeah.
washing the clothes and folding the laundry.
Yes.
I mean, that's huge. Like, that gives more time for us too, and
yeah.
I think it could be the next thing, kind of like an iPhone moment. I know, call me crazy, but I feel like this was almost like an iPhone moment to me.
Yeah. And in my mind, like, I don't want to go down this road.
No.
But my mind goes down this road of what are people going to do to these things? What are they going to make them do in their home in the dark when nobody's around?
Let me say this. I know we're talking a little bit longer on this game.
Optimus, come here, Optimus.
You're going to start seeing first ever marriage between California, between a robot and a man or a woman or something,
Exactly.
It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's super cool to look at, guys. If you want to look, it's actually on Tesla.com/we-robot. I will leave a link in the description. You can check out the article that we're looking at with the video. Something really cool to look at. Yes, it's kind of scary a little bit as well. He mentions We Robot because he's literally
like the movie iRobot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you look at the robots, they kind of look similar too as well.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen that movie, watch that movie. It's a pretty good movie too.
Yeah, it is good.
But all right, you want to go into the gaming deals, man?
Let's go into the gaming deals.
And the good news just keeps coming.
Yeah.
What you got
for this week? It is October 13th right now. Well, when this comes out, it's going to be what? October 15th?
October 15th on Tuesday, yes.
Yep.
Oh, you're checking the dates this time, huh?
Yeah, because last time when the podcast came out, the game sale was over. So I want to make sure that this gaming sale is still going to be going on.
October 24th.
Okay, so we're looking at the Tomb Raider series. There's all kind of Tomb Raiders on sale right now, I guess, to kind of celebrate the remastered edition, maybe is why they're doing it, because they want that game to sell, I'm thinking. Yeah. But you look at all the old Tomb Raider games, the Tomb Raider Trilogy bundle, and all these games that are included in it, they're like 85% off, 90% off, 94% off. So the game specifically that I saw that like got me down this road was I was looking at Rise of the Tomb Raider is like $3.45 right now. And you look at the other ones, there's other ones. Let's see, Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered Edition is like $10. And you look at Shadow of the Tomb Raider is like $5 right now. Rise of Tomb Raider is $3.45. Just your like regular Tomb Raider is $1.89. I mean, dude, these games are major percentage off, and there's so many more games that I didn't even talk about that are like hardly nothing, like $1, like 98 cents.
I do remember hearing about it. I didn't look it up too much, but I think the reason they're doing this is they released a Tomb Raider anime on Netflix.
I did see that today.
So I think it didn't get good views, welcoming views on that, but reviews. But
yeah, I started watching it and I clicked off quickly because I was like, this isn't the art style that I like. I tell you another good anime on Netflix is called like Dan.
My Hero Academia. Yeah.
Yes, that one's great. It's Dan is the name of it. Dan is the name of it. Dan. Dude, it's great. You should check it out. I know exactly. The name is unfortunate, but the anime is pretty epic. It's called Dan on Netflix. Check it out. But anyways, Tomb Raider game sale is pretty awesome, and you can pick these up for real cheap right now.
Guys, although if you came in through the PlayStation 2 area and all that, you can't go wrong with going with a Tomb Raider, at least for the nostalgia purposes. And these new Tomb Raider games actually were pretty decent, man, to play. So that's a great pick, Josh. And I think a lot of people is going to really snag this up. We'll probably have to throw out a short on this one as well and let them know.
For sure.
Whenever we can. So, awesome deal, man.
Awesome, brother. Well,
you want to go into the main topic?
let's go into our main topic of off the grid. Let's go. We're any second now. Are you ready for off the grid?
Let's go. So, guys, I'm going to show you. We did some gameplay. We actually played it last night. I got to give a little shout out to my brother-in-law, Blaze. I know y'all heard that name a time or two.
He's been on the podcast.
He's been on the podcast a while back. We got to start getting some more guest speakers on this thing again. But sure. He told us about this off the grid. It's with what's the engine? Epic Game Store. And
yes, and I believe it's also on PlayStation and Xbox as well. And the developer is hold on a second. Gunzilla. Gunzilla is the developer. Can I read the summary real quick for this game?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Off the Grid is built off of the new Unreal Engine. I think it's Unreal Engine 5, right?
Yes.
And developed in collaboration with Neil Blomkamp. That name sounds familiar. We're going to have to look that up. Off the Grid is a dystopian battle royale designed to evolve the genre through strong emphasis on narrative progression. Players fight in both PvP skirmishes and PvE storyline missions using the same using the same map inhabited by other players in real time. And the main hook of this game is you have robotic arms and legs that you can take off and put on different upgraded arms and legs.
Which is pretty cool.
Different abilities in the game. Yes, it's very cool. You also have a jetpack. So the movement is really fluid in that if you can get it on the keyboard. Just saying. But
we'll talk about that. I got it at the end.
Hold on real quick before we go into it. I want to look at Neil Blomkamp. I think he's maybe a sci-fi writer.
I'm just going to let the gameplay because it's kind of long. I'm going to let that kind of play while you kind of look that up.
Okay, I know who Neil Blomkamp is now. Okay. So, have you seen the movie District 9?
I think so.
Have you seen the movie Chappie?
No, I have not.
So, Chappie's a robot movie. Have you seen the movie
yeah.
Elysium?
No.
Elysium.
Am I a failure right now for not?
I don't know. Well, these movies, they like have his specific style on them. And you can really tell now that the robots,
real fast, guys. Some of these images will have some gore and stuff in them.
Yeah.
Some of these videos, so just be aware of that.
It's pretty awesome, dude. Like I love the aesthetic and just the art design on this game. It's really beautiful.
So just to kind of go into it a little bit with kind of what Josh was saying too.
That was sick.
It showed on the video this guy with robotic arms throwing a canister like 50 yards with no problem.
Yeah, like a big heavy object.
The object they're kind of looking at on this game, I kind of feel like the environment they're trying to put you in the atmosphere is these soldiers that first it started out soldiers that lost limbs and stuff like that. They would put these robot arms onto them to give them kind of like superhuman abilities. But then it turned into, it was such an advantage that people were cutting off their own limbs and arms and legs just to get these arms and legs and stuff to be added to their bodies. And they was even showing a doctor at one point in a cutscene of literally cutting off an arm and then saying, we have to immediately get them up so they can get used to their new legs and their new stuff. And you see them like twisting a screw onto the knee and all this stuff. So it's a really cool little aspect where they're trying to build a world out, I feel like, instead of just throwing you into this world not knowing anything about it.
Yeah, it's really cool. We're watching some gameplay right now. I guess this is you.
Yes, it's going to be me.
Yeah, this is you. Oh, dude, you're flying around good now.
Yeah. This is after the 3 or 4 times. So as you can see, when I'm doing the jetpack on YouTube, when you're seeing the jetpack, I had an issue where it's kind of inverted. So I'm using mouse and keyboard, and you have to press the S keybind to kind of fly up. But if you do it too much, you float. So I didn't realize that you can't use the mouse. The mouse is just for looking. It doesn't control which direction you're going at. So
yeah, you got to use your WASD.
what I've figured out as well is playing mouse and keyboard now since I've been PC is the accuracy is so much better, man. Definitely from far away. And it's kind of hard to go back to the Elite Series 2 controller. You play mouse and keyboard as well, don't you?
Yep. I primarily play mouse and keyboard on PC, other than the times I'm on the Steam Deck, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just kind of looking at the gameplay, just kind of giving you a first look of one of our matches. This is like our third match that we went into. We got another video as well that kind of shows you a little shorter map. But
yep.
It's actually like a battle royale. We did some extraction as well. But the city's kind of really built out. Like Josh said, it's very fluent. So you're able to jump off any kind of ledge or building and all, and you can immediately put your jetpack on, and you can fly at least 50 to 100 yards almost every time if you do it right. So you can end up from one spot to another, so enemies can constantly fly down on you.
And then there's different abilities, like there's some legs that you can jump really high, and then after you jump, you can activate your jetpack, and basically if you get caught up in a fight that you know you're not about to win, you can just dip out. And it's really cool to do that. You can like fly under stuff and really get out of town if you want to.
So speaking of the legs, can you kind of go into how the different kind of legs that we went into, Josh, and kind of tell them like how they go about getting these legs and stuff?
Yeah, so you got to find them on the map. You can like make your own loadout, but you don't drop in the map with your loadout. I think you can get it eventually, but you have to buy it like while you're in the map. You can find different arms and legs, like you are right here. You found an arm that spits out some sort of goo that slows other players down. But you basically have these boxes that you find on the map, or you can steal arms and legs off of other players that you took out. And the legs that I used mainly were, there's one when you activate it, you kneel down and you bring out like an iPad and you tap on the map where you want rockets to go, and you shoot out these rockets out of your knees, and you can take out other players.
I've used that one time. You're right.
Yeah,
and that one's really fun to use. The only thing, it just makes you immobile.
Yep, exactly.
It makes you very immobile and stuff. But
it would be good for like an ambush or something, but not if you're in the middle of a fight. It probably wouldn't be that effective.
No. But it's still pretty cool using these different abilities. My favorite ability, it's what do we call it with the running really fast? What do we keep calling it?
I forget. It's got the lightning. So basically, yeah.
Well, I'm about to get that ability on the screen if you watch it via YouTube. I think Blaze finds another one, so I go and pick it up. But he kept calling it the speedsters. I forgot what he called it.
Yeah, speedster legs or something.
Yeah, but you can see it. That's the starter legs. But then I actually have Roadrunners.
Roadrunners. That's it.
Yeah. So you see, it kind of floats. It floats, and you put these on. But when you run with these on, you go super fast, and anybody that trails behind that lightning can run just as fast as well. So it's a really good strategy that they're doing here, because you can get out of the storm that's coming in on a battle royale. Your whole team can kind of get out of there real quick, especially if you don't have somewhere to jump off of. So those kind of tactics that you have on this game, those different things that you get, can be a really big advantage that you have.
There was one time specifically when I had those legs and Blaze was about to be trapped. So I dropped in and landed in front of him, and I said, all right, dude, let's go. And I took off, and he trailed behind me in the lightning, and we both were able to, get out of that area. So it is very clutch, especially for another person on your team that doesn't have abilities.
Yeah, it is. You can see right now that I'm fighting somebody right now, trying to melee him. I didn't think the melee was too great, honestly.
No, yeah, it's definitely not.
But it'll switch over to Blaze and then switch over to you a little bit. But me and Josh was in a gun battle there. I took one down and then ended up losing on the second on the 1v1.
And speaking of melee, there's actually an arm that you can equip that has a katana on it. So when you activate that arm, you kind of like jet forward and you slice them with a katana sword.
And it shows like a blood mark streak across the screen whenever you do it. So when you die of one, you're like, what just happened? And you see like a slice, like you just got meleeed with a katana sword. It's so awesome. So when we was first playing this, I have to mention Josh is going through stuff. And of course, the first thing that he gets from one of his boxes is the katana sword. I'm like, of course you would. Of course you would, you know? So.
Yeah, that's another thing we need to speak about is so this game is kind of taken after Apex and other games in that vein where you get loot boxes that you can build your loadout off of with different equipment and different clothing and, you know, glasses, hats, all of that stuff. So there's loot boxes that you unlock in this game. There's another ability that you just got, I think, where you can go invisible.
Yeah. The ghost. It's called the ghost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I didn't know about that until Josh. But you see, right now, there's even drones that fire at you. You see that drone firing at me?
Yeah.
Right now. So there's actually assault drones that you can do. Josh, didn't you get one of those assault drones?
I did. I didn't ever get to use it, but yep, I got an assault drone. This is all out
chaos. If y'all looking at this on YouTube right now,
oh, it's crazy. And just
emerge on us.
Look at the walls too. All of the graffiti and all that stuff. Detail. I mean, so much detail. That's that Unreal Engine 5 for you.
Yeah, it's running really smooth right now. I think I'm running around 50 frames, 60 frames a second. So it's perfect. And you know, this game.
And it was on high, or was it on medium settings?
It was actually, some of it was on high, some was on medium, but I didn't have anything on low. So for that to be running with I have a 3060 RTX, so NVIDIA card. So that's
and you're running that 1440p.
Yes, 1440p.
Yeah, that is really good.
So that's not bad. But this is a free-to-play game, guys. Like I said, it's on the Epic Game Store. And you said it's also on Xbox as well.
Yeah, I saw it was on Xbox and PlayStation. Yep.
So if you haven't tried it out, make sure you try this thing out. It's actually, I mean, it's really a great game to kind of just play with. Make sure you have some friends and stuff to play with.
Yeah, I think it's like early access right now because Blaze was having some issues to where his computer would like blank out on him and he had to do a restart, like it would restart itself. We want
to put this as a main topic though because we had a great time, but a lot of these games, I'm not going to give a review or a verdict on this game yet because we just didn't play enough and the excitement wears off after a little bit.
Yeah,
I feel like
I think it needs to be kind of like optimized. Of course, this is really early. It's only going to get better and better,
kicked and stuff like that. Like you said,
that and you know, not that I don't have like a weak system, but it's definitely a little bit dated. And my computer had kind of a tough time running this. I got a 2070 Super and lots of RAM and stuff. I use a gaming laptop and I usually can make, you know, like every game playable, but I was getting some not the greatest frame rate. I had to end up sticking the NVIDIA DLSS on performance mode and it just made everything kind of like muggy and didn't look the greatest. But I would love to have this game very well optimized and flushed out because I think more than anything, there is so much potential here. I mean, there isn't any game like this, to be honest with you.
Now, I know you mentioned last night when we was playing it, something like this. Guys, this is a third-person shooter, I should mention.
Yep.
It's not a first-person shooter. But like you said, you have the Battle Royale. You have a very good map. It's very detailed. It's kind of fluent. It needs to be optimized a little bit more. But you have the different strategy aspect. I want to make sure I keep mentioning with the arms and the legs that you can get. So you can really equip with your loadouts and these arms and legs on. You can really equip your team with the right stuff that can be really overpowered. You know, like one team. You know, one of the guys can be the speed guy to kind of get you out and get you in front of people. You can have another guy to be the shield. There's actually a shield on an arm that you can get. you can get another guy that does the goo and the gas and stuff from your arm, so it can really do some cover. So you can really do a lot of different aspects with this game, and I feel like it's got a lot of potential. They got a lot of optimizing and balancing to do. But once they get that figured out, if they keep releasing new content for it, I feel like this game could make a following, kind of like Apex,
I think so too, especially if there was an option to go from first person to third and back and forth. Because I could see, you could kind of like make your limbs, you could put all kind of stickers on them, you could change the color, and in first person mode, you would see your arms. So like there's some different things there too that you could do to just make the game a little bit more enjoyable. But there's no telling what direction this game is going to take. I'm very, very interested in it, and I think I'm going to stick with it and watch the progress of it because I want to play more. I'm actually going to play some more tonight. So
yeah, we're going to try to hop on that a little bit and kind of see how it goes. So you're watching the end of the gameplay. This is the last little bit. You got Josh and Blaze kind of doing their thing. I think Josh ends up getting down here at some point and it's left up to Blaze, and he pretty much runs away before he ends up getting shotgunned at this point. Yeah, and that pretty much ended. The only thing I didn't really get, I just want to make sure I mention, we got 9th place like 4 or 5 times in a row. I think there might be something else with the optimization or something.
Yeah,
maybe that's not right. Something can't be. I just don't see us getting number 9 4 or 5 times in a row.
Like, that would be pretty wild.
Something's not counting right, I don't think, as well.
Yep. But I recommend it. I like it.
I recommend it. If you give it a try, guys, make sure you look us up. I am on there as GGrated. And G-Ray is on there as Mr. Jashiba. So make sure you send us a friend invite and or a game invite, and you can get some games in with us. We will be hopping on here, which you'll be listening to this Tuesday, but we'll probably be on as well. So just let us know, and you want to end this show, man?
Yeah, let's go ahead and end it. Thanks, everybody. It's so loud.
Let me turn it down. You know the thing. You gotta give me a chance.
It was so loud in my ears. Sorry. Sorry.
All right, it is down. It is good. I think Josh's ears are not bleeding right now, guys. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for listening to episode 54. Join us every week on Tuesdays. The videos drop. We're on Apple, Spotify, Facebook, all that great stuff, as well as YouTube. Thank you again.
Yes, and I want to leave everybody with this. It is a wise saying, an inspirational quote that I heard the other day that I did not just look up on Google. Is believe in yourself and all that you are. Don't watch the clock. Do what it does. Keep going. Thanks for watching, GGrated.
Thanks for watching, guys. So
success doesn't just find you. You have to go out and get it.